Well, it's Halloween again. Wait, it's November? How long have I been asleep? You know what that means? Nothing really, unless you like annoying kids and jump scares. But on here, I'm obligated to play some kind of spooky game, or they make me play Right to Hell again. No, I've beaten it before. You can't make me go back.
Oh, shit!
Well, if I'm going to play a horror game, I might as well play something interesting and relevant, like Silent Hill. That's still relevant, right? Oh god, why would you do that? It's just wrong. Silent Hill is a horror game for the PS1 developed by Team Silent and published by Konami. Whoa, hold on a minute. This was before there was Satan. Put the pitchforks down. You'll need them later. All the way back in 1999. Just in time to compete with the ever-popular Resident Evil series. You know, back when that series was about bad controls and even worse voice acting.
Terrible demons. Ouch!
And not whatever the hell it became. I'm not even sure what that is. Oh, and zombies. Lots of zombies. Thankfully we're in Silent Hill, not Raccoon City. I hear this place is a nice little holiday spot. Oh. So we're in England. The game starts with clips of characters we haven't met yet, and our protagonist Harry Mason driving to the town of Silent Hill for a nice vacation along with his daughter Cheryl. It's been a long drive, they're tired, and the only other person on the road is a cop, but they're at the edge of town. They're almost there. And this is a horror game, so no, it's not going to be that easy. Harry wakes up in the wreck of his car, minus Cheryl in the town of Silent Hill, and as you can probably guess by the impenetrable wall of fog, something is wrong here. Following bloodstains and visions of Cheryl, Harry ends up in an alleyway where things get progressively worse, with the world seemingly degrading, the sky going dark, the grounds and walls replaced with rusted metal and barbed wire, and the sound of blaring air raid sirens in the distance until...
What is this? What's going on here?
Well, isn't that lovely? I love this intro. No jump scares, no loud noises, no stupidly long exposition dumps. And looking at you, Dead Space. Just a build-up to the horror and the futile, unarmed escape attempt you have to make. It really is refreshing to play a horror game that isn't just screaming in my face for an hour and pretending it's the scariest thing since adulthood. I'd seriously take this game's more atmospheric horror over the Hollywood boo spooky tinnitus any day. You want an example of bad horror? Go watch The Woman in Black. Really nice atmosphere, completely curb-stomped by... my ears! Oh, that was a bit of a ramble. Anyway, so how's Harry doing? You doing alright there, buddy? Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Harry wakes up from this nightmare in an abandoned little cafe, having seemingly been saved by Sybil Bennett, a cop from the neighbouring town of Brahms. She, quite obviously, wants to call for backup, but for some reason all lines of communication in this town are dead. Just like Harry's daughter's gonna be if he doesn't stop pissing around.
Where do you think you're going?
My daughter. I've got to find her.
No way. It's dangerous out there.
In that case, I need to find her now. Cheryl's my little girl. I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Have you got a gun?
No.
Take this, and hope you don't have to use it. Now listen to me. Before you pull the trigger, know who you're shooting. And don't do it unless you have to. And don't go blasting me by mistake. Got it?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, time to head out. Just grab this health drink, quick save on the notebook, and then leave.
What's that? Huh, radio. What's going on with that radio?
Okay, yeah, there is definitely something wrong here. Unless this is just the overeager tourist board. And yeah, that was a bit of a jump scare, but the game telegraphs it. Just look in the background, we were exploring the cafe. There he is. Alright, we should probably get moving. Horror waits for no man, and this place is still foggy and filled with demons. Still, I'd rather be here than Philadelphia. Fighting the monsters on the street is pretty pointless unless you just want to satiate their never-ending bloodlust. The pterodactyls will claw at your bald spot unless you can dodge fast enough, and Harry Mason has the stamina of a long-distance runner hopped up on cocaine. So yeah, the dogs can mostly be ignored. Just run from everything until Harry needs to change gear. Get it? Because it controls like a car. Okay, so maybe he's not that bad, but he does have the turning circle of a clapped-out Buick. It's still far better than Resident Evil's tank controls, but climbing a mountain made of broken glass using only your knees was better than controlling those robots, so maybe you should take that as you will. And hey, at least Harry can move and shoot, a feature not seen in Resident Evil until 6. We try not to talk about that one. This means you can kind of dodge enemy attacks. Kind of. Against most enemies, you can just hit reverse and shoot until they fall over. Unless you're using melee. At that point, you might as well just rent a space on the main menu because you're going to be seeing it a lot. Especially if you decide to use the kitchen knife for some unholy reason. You'd honestly have a better chance trying to beat them to death with harsh language. The emergency hammer is decent at least. You thought I'd forgotten about Cheryl, didn't you? I had. I would not make a good parent. But the main point is I'm back in the game and ready to reinvestigate Assault Alley from earlier. After dodging some meat boys, you find Cheryl's diary in the back of the alley, next to a steel pipe that I pretty much never used. The diary points you to Midwich Elementary School. Well, that sounds simple enough. That's just a few blocks away. I am now very concerned. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Well, now we know that road maintenance in this town is severely underfunded, we're going to need to find an alternate route. And after solving a fetch quest a bit too early, we find more notes, this time pointing us to Leven Street and a doghouse with a key in it. Oh, not important, was it, Mason? Yeah, thanks. This is where your daughter left you. Raid the house? Yeah, this is definitely America. And head out the back door. Ah shit, here we go again. It's amazing how much the atmosphere can change just by turning the lights off. I mean, it was hard enough seeing past the fog, now it's just blackness all around us, and the radio blaring static hinting at monsters hidden in the darkness. And that's just bloody terrifying. After avoiding more good boys, we finally arrive at the school, which is as welcoming as I thought it would be. Just listen to the ambience. The soundtrack was composed by Akira Yamaoka. It's pretty great, and certain tracks remind me a lot of Twin Peaks, so if you feel like getting weirded out and just never sleeping again, you should probably give it a listen. Side note, for some reason this school is heavily based on the school from Kindergarten Cop. Maybe because the Japanese devs needed an American school as a reference and that movie was out at the time? I don't know, but I don't remember any acid lying around in that film school. I swear the real horror here is that nothing is up to code. Unfortunately, there's no Nightmare Arnold wandering the halls. Wonder what that would be like. Oh god, never mind. Just English school children and... Okay, what? Unless you're playing the PAL version, because in case you didn't know, all our schools are filled with lizard people. Eventually, you'll make it out to the courtyard, where you'll find a clock tower awaiting 2 medallions, the Sun and the Moon medallions. At this point, I already had the Sun medallion from burning someone's disembodied hand with the before-mentioned acid, because that's the first thing I thought of, not just prying the hand open, no. But the Moon medallion requires us to wander back into the school and flex our musical muscles. Also, could you turn the boiler on? Hell's kinda cold this time of year.
That was scary.
Okay, well the medallions are in now, so let's see what's in this clock tower. Oh no. Did you think the Nightmare Realm was just a dream? Well, I hope you've had your tetanus shots, cause shit's about to get rusty in here. Oh, sweet, maybe I can bounce the enemies to death. Oh god, roaches? Nope.
Cheryl!
Huh. Wrong number, I guess. Things get slightly less freaky when you get a shotgun. Look, I said slightly, okay? And after fixing the school's drainage system with a rubber ball and grabbing the key out of the drain, we wander around some more. Yeah, the cat was scary. Until we make it down to the boiler room where we solve a valve puzzle. No, you can't make me go back! And take an elevator down to... You know, I thought this game would get less creepy with age, but then I see shit like this. You're gonna want to get the shotgun out for this one, and preferably start running unless you want to get gummed to death. You can just shoot it and it will eventually drop, but the best way to kill it is to shoot it until it gets angry and wait for it to try and eat you, then shoot into its big open mouth until it dies. This is where Harry's little back hop comes in use, no matter how silly it looks. The lizard's munching is a one-hit KO, and its headbutt can leave you open for that KO, so being able to bounce out the way is highly useful. When it's finally dead, the screen will start to blur, and the air raid sirens will start to blare again as we transition back to the normal world. Well, as normal as a monster-filled, snowing Asheville town can be, anyway. Harry starts seeing visions of a girl dressed like a member of one of those crazy Puritan-esque cults you find in America, and wakes up in the boiler room to the sound of... church bells? Okay, I guess I know where we're going next. Although I don't think prayer's gonna work in this town. And if it did, I don't think it'd go to the right god. Grab the K. Gordon key, head back up to reception and grab his address, and sneak into the back door. Kinky. You can't just walk straight to the church because the roads are still out, and you'd miss out on all this handgun ammo.
Groovy.
Heading back outside, we head for the church where we meet a crazy old woman. I mean, that is a woman, right? It kind of looks like a zombie. She says some, stuff.
Were you ringing that bell?
I've been expecting you. It was foretold by gyromancy.
What are you talking about?
I knew you'd come. You want the girl, right?
Whoa, okay there. Yeah, pump the brakes, not into that.
The girl? You're talking about Cheryl.
I see everything.
You know something. Tell me.
Stay back. Nothing is to be gained from floundering about at random.
But that's all I do. It's what I'm good at. Don't take that away from me.
You must follow the path. The path of the hermit concealed by Flauros.
What? What are you talking about?
Here, the Flauros, a cage of peace. It can break through the walls of darkness and counteract the wrath of the underworld. These will help you. Make haste to the hospital before it's too late.
Wait, don't go yet.
Okay, so after that, we get something called the Flauros. Is this like that Hellraiser puzzle box? Because there's an antique shop in this town. Let's just sell it before any more weird shit happens. And the key to a drawbridge. Why did the crazy lady have that? Did she manage everything in this town? Because that'd explain the roads. Anyway, drop the bridge and head off to the hospital like the crazy old lady told you to. Make a quick pit stop along the way at the police station for some more ammo and some info about a drug made from a plant called White Claudia. Maybe that info will be useful at some point. Either way, just head for the hospital for a quick trek-up, or some drugs. I don't know, I'm kinda lost at this point. Turns out we're not the only one fighting the monsters here, as we run into a man by the name of Dr. Kaufman. He's, nice.
Stop. Don't shoot.
He works at the hospital and also has no idea what's going on because apparently he was napping when the monsters rolled in. Not sure how you sleep through a hell portal opening up, but I've seen worse.
Everyone seems to have disappeared. And it's snowing out, this time of year. Something's gone seriously wrong.
No shit. Kaufman tells Harry that Cheryl is probably dead by now, and yeah, unless she put all her points into firearms, she probably is. Harry, of course, still believes that she's alive, and after confirming that Harry's wife is dead, and Kaufman goes off to be sleazy elsewhere, we continue exploring the hospital. Recycling, yeah! Or you can head for the director's office and fill it with the strange red liquid that's currently on the floor. I'm not sure why you do that, but it'll make sense later on. Okay, it won't, but it'll help. Our exploration is halted pretty quickly by the elevators. They don't work. So it's time to check the generator. In the basement! What horrors could await us down? Oh. Never mind then. Flick the generator back on and take the elevator up to the 3rd floor. The doors won't open, but we now have access to the 4th floor. Huh. That wasn't there before. The doors actually open this time, and after a quick vision of the strange girl walking into an antique store, we emerge back in the nightmare. Now, if the school was a prologue to the horror yet to come, the hospital still isn't the main event. We're close though, like too close. The environment is somehow even more bloody and rusted. The soundtrack is even more discordant and anxious, and there's strange disturbing noises coming from out of nowhere, or doors locking behind you. This stuff still works so well in horror, and I know I keep rambling on about this, but I'm gonna keep rambling on about it, because most new horror sucks, and you can't stop me. What is stopping me, however, is this locked door, because hell is full of block puzzles apparently. Seriously, was the Netherworld designed by 3-year-olds? We need to find some square animal slabs scattered around the hospital, while avoiding horrific, gropey, parasitic nurses and... Okay, I've been on the internet long enough to see where this is going. Return the slabs. Solve the puzzle, the answer's right next to the door, you'd actually have to be trying not to solve it, and... Oh god, stranger danger! Yeah. I did start using melee for a bit at this point, mostly because after the Sesame Street door you find the emergency hammer, which is the best melee weapon in this game, outside of the chainsaw or the rock drill, but you don't get those on your first playthrough. So shut up. Harry isn't exactly renowned for his fighting skills. He swings a two-handed weapon like he's trying to swat a fly, but the hammer makes up for this with its huge knockback and damage. I'd still take a firearm over this, but if you're trying to save ammo, I guess this is your 3rd best option. The 2nd is just shooting. Number 1 is running away before the doc tries to give you a stainless steel colonoscopy. Anyway, grab some alcohol, but don't drink it. We haven't hit that point yet. Give it like 5 sequels, then we'll load up. Instead, shove the cabinet out of the way, realise that Silent Hill has a drug problem, and burn the weed, so we can enter the touchiest hallway ever outside of a Hollywood studio. Oh, that's never good.
Looks like someone's been here.
Ah, so her name is Alessa. Kinda looks like Cheryl. Weird. Well, whatever. Grab the tape, head back up to the 2nd floor, and get comfortable for movie time. Wait, is this that scrambled porn thing people talk about? Hold on, I think I can see a tip. After getting into the examination room, we actually find someone else in this hellscape. Well, one that isn't trying to autopsy us anyway. She's called Lisa Garland, and she has no idea what's happening here either. Now, I just want you to listen to this scene. Not so much for the voice acting, because it's, well, interesting. Just listen to the music.
Lisa Garland. What's yours?
Harry Mason.
Harry, tell me what's happening here. Where is everybody? I must have gotten knocked out. When I came to, everyone was gone. It's awful.
So you don't know anything either. Great. I just don't get it. It's like this is all some kind of bad dream.
It sounds like a mix of bells and scraping metal. It's so chilling for such a calm
ask you,
conversation.
have you seen
Now,
a
if I heard
little
this
girl
noise while I
around
was
here?
talking to someone, I would shit myself into a singularity.
7 years old.
And from what I can tell, we're only about halfway through this game. Harry and Lisa have a little chat about their shared ignorance of the current situation, but when Harry tries to spill the beans on the hospital's little drug ring, he has a massive headache and passes out for the 12th time today.
Damn! My head.
What's wrong? Harry? Harry, let me help you. Harry?
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Oh,
Was I
we're
dreaming?
back in the real world. Is this the real world?
Too late.
Is the other one real?
It's you.
Yes, Dahlia Gillespie.
Oh, good. It's you, because I wasn't feeling crazy enough right now. I'm just gonna make you watch this, because frankly, I can't describe this for shit.
Tell me everything you know. What's going on?
Darkness. The town is being devoured by darkness. Strength must overcome petty desire, childish sleep talk. I knew this day would come.
What are you talking about? I don't understand a word of this.
Believe the evidence of your eyes. The other church in this town, that is your destination. This is beyond my abilities. Only you can stop it now. Have you not seen the crest marked on the ground all over town?
So that's what I saw in the schoolyard. What does it mean?
It is the mark of Samael. Don't let it be completed.
Hey, wait!
Okay, seriously? Who keeps giving the crazy lady the keys to the important stuff? So darkness is apparently devouring the town and we need to find the other church to stop it. What, like a Catholic church? A synagogue? Or is this more like a Jesus versus Cthulhu type situation? Either way, we're headed to the antique shop we saw Ghost Alessa enter earlier. Satan? Is that you, Satan? Are you tuning your radio? Yeah, okay, buddy, I'm going in the shop now. Boy, that
What's
sure is a
this?
whole lot of nothing. Ha. Ha. Ah! No, that's what my stupid ass would have done. Instead, she explains that she can't leave town because all the roads are blocked, which means no backup's coming. She also saw Cheryl, but all is not as it seems. What does that even mean? This game hasn't made sense for hours.
I only caught a glimpse of her through the fog. I went after her, but she vanished. I don't know about your daughter, but
And you just let her go? Where was it?
on Bachman Road, she was heading towards the lake. Now don't get excited. It wasn't like she ran off exactly. There was no place for her to go. The road has been obliterated.
What? So then Cheryl...
It was like she was walking on thin air. What about you? Anything?
She also gives her opinion on Dahlia.
Darkness devouring the town. Must be on drugs.
Wow,
sell it
whatever
to the
drugs she's
tourists.
taking, I don't want them.
The force still can't figure out who's behind it. None of our leads have panned out. And the investigation is stalled.
So that explains the police investigation and the drugs in the hospital, but the only surviving hospital staff we met are Lisa and Kaufman. I wonder which one it is. They chat more about the drug and the town before finally investigating the hole that hasn't gone yet. Now, being the big, strong, brave man he is, Harry goes in first instead of the trained cop. You know, the one who knows how to use a gun. Seriously, Harry, just let her do a damn job. He also tries to tell Sybil about the other world, but she has no idea what he's talking about. And Harry finally inspects the hole. No, not like that. More strange yet interesting music punctuates our arrival into this other church.
What's this? Some kind of altar. Never seen anything like this before.
Kind of sounds like Hell's Wind chimes, to be
Maybe
honest.
this is the
We have
other
very
church.
differing ideas as to what a church is, don't we, yeah? Also, someone's been doing drugs in the Holy Grail. Okay, I'ma just, grab this axe and leave.
What the-
Oh, God damn it.
Harry? Are you okay? Harry? Harry?
Oh, hi again, Lisa. I think I'm
Where am
teleporting. You got any pills for that?
Harry.
Lisa? Then I'm in the hospital?
You were having a bad dream.
Was I? Hey, you don't look too good. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Nothing you need to worry about.
Well, if you're sure. Lisa, do you know a woman named Dahlia Gillespie?
Oh yeah, that crazy Gillespie lady. She's kind of famous around here. She never sees anybody, so I don't know that much about her. But I heard her kid died in a fire, and supposedly she's been crazy ever since.
Well, she says the town is being devoured by the darkness. Do you have any idea what she's talking about?
The town devoured by the darkness. Yes, I think I do. Before this place was turned into a resort, the townspeople here were on the quiet side. Everybody followed some kind of queer religion. Weird occult stuff, black magic, that kind of thing. As young people moved away, the people figured they'd been summoned by the gods. Evidently, things like that used to happen around here all the time. Before the resort, there really wasn't anything else out here. Everyone was so flipped out, you gotta blame it on something. Then a lot of new people came in and everybody clammed up about it.
A cult.
Heretics!
Last time I heard anything about it was, gosh, years ago. When several people connected with developing the town died in accidents. People said it was a curse. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm rambling. I'll shut up.
Huh, what?
Was
Oh.
that another dream?
So that was a dream? Or is this the dream?
Did I pass out again?
Oh god, I'm so lost. In case you hadn't noticed, we're still in the other world, even though we're outside. I'd say this is the game's main event, because even with all the monsters around the normal town, it felt like a respite. Now the darkness is taking over the town, that respite has been taken from us. And it's only gonna get worse from here. We need to go talk to Lisa about how to get to the resort area of the town, as that's apparently where Sybil saw Cheryl. The road back to the hospital, however, is broken, so let's just do some shopping. Wonder what food they serve in hell.
Carol!
Head upstairs, grab some ammo from Hell's gun shop, and do your best Mankind impression straight into the next boss fight. It's not a hard fight, just grab the hunting rifle lying behind you, dodge when it comes up, and shoot it till it dies. Or not. But it did open an exit. Back on the streets, you're gonna want to keep running from everything. Make a quick pit stop in the police station for some ammo, and then start running again. This time, towards the hospital. Once inside, go and talk to Lisa, who's quite happy to see
Harry!
someone who isn't a horrific nightmare monster.
Glad you're okay.
She tells us to take Bachman Road to the resort. But of course, that road
God you came
is
back.
blocked.
I was
She recommends heading back to the school and trying to get into the old waterworks below the town.
Harry, don't go! I don't want to be alone. It's so scary, I can't stand it.
How about coming with me? This may not be the safest place in the world either. I can't promise you anything, but I'll do my best to protect you.
No. Somehow I feel I'm not supposed to leave this place. Oh, Harry, I'm so scared. I'm cold.
Look, just wait here a little longer. I'll be back as soon as I find my daughter.
Harry?
So she's doing okay. Time to head onward, but while we're in the hospital, the road has, changed. Oh, and the music's being freaky again. Just thought I'd mention that. Now the only place we can go is to the roof of a building across the street, where... Have at ye, foul creature. I've pulled my points into Oh, fuck! Dodge, shoot, dodge, shoot. You know the drill. It's all good. Man, I've never been so glad to see fog in my entire life. Once you cross the bridge, you're teleported to the school, right outside the entrance to the waterworks, rather nicely saving us the trip. Smash the lock,
Stop!
and climb down into the sewer. Oh, god damn it. Ha! Joke's on you, game. I'm already wearing my brown pants. But seriously, these little lizards are so annoying. They can attack you from the ceiling, hit you harder than student loans, and usually get popped right in front of you, just in case you didn't think this town hated you enough. Oh, and roaches. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. Ah, fresh air. After grabbing the map, the most obvious place to head is the lighthouse. But there are some areas of interest here as well, like, oh my god, the monkeys have knives. I don't want fresh air anymore. Phew. Well, this place looks nice. Ah, my ears!
Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess so.
Having saved Kaufman from
I
the
thought it was
ape
a goner
barber,
there.
they chat
Did
about
you find
finding a way
out?
out before Cade
No.
bails to probably get killed by something else. He's not very good. During the struggle, he dropped something, and being the thief we are, we take a look. It's a key and a receipt for a place called the Indian Runner. Well, hey, that place is just down the street, so let's just saunter over. Oh, God! Punch in the code from the receipt before you get turned into meat strips. Go in and take anything that isn't nailed down. Reading the book on the counter reveals that some woman has been dropping off packages, and some man has been picking them up. He's also been showing up at Norman's. A quick search reveals that Norman's is in fact a motel just down the road. But before we brave the outside world again, I want to know what's in that safe. Ah, so these are the packages the diary was talking about. Can I eat them? Back outside. Oh, phew. So Kaufman's key is for room 3. But why does he have a room here? So I'm beginning to think this guy really likes keys. Okay, so what are we gonna find in the bike? Fanta?
Give me that.
What is this?
Hey, no, that's mine now. Or drink it.
That's none of your business. Instead of messing with that, how about coming up with a way to get out of here? You shouldn't be hanging around here goofing off. What do you think you're doing? You want to get yourself killed? Get out of here.
Okay, take it easy.
Unless you want to die, keep your mind on business. Got it?
I'll be back for you, you drug peddling weirdo. Oh yeah, right, yeah. Harry's not a vice cop. We've got to save his daughter. Guess we should get back to that. Back outside, we race towards the lighthouse.
What's this?
Oh, shit. Aren't we usually asleep for this? I'm beginning to think we're running out of time. What we're not running out of, though, is enemies trying to grope us. Wow, that's, nice. Oh, hey, Sybil. It's been a while.
Harry!
Is this your boat?
How
Harry
now?
tries to explain to Sybil what's been happening, going on about the other world invading the real world and how Cheryl is in the middle of all this. She understands perfectly.
Harry, hold on a minute. I don't get it.
Look, I don't understand it all myself. I guess I can't explain it.
Well, what's making this happen?
I don't know that either. But I do know Cheryl is there.
There?
Under whoever created this darkness. Cheryl is somewhere and she needs my help.
Harry, this whole thing's been a major blow to you. You need to rest.
Sybil,
The demon is awakening, spreading those wings.
Oh,
Dahlia
it's you again.
Gillespie.
Oh, joy.
Was it not as I said?
I don't know, all I heard was Google Gobble Magic Pyramid.
Yes.
She goes on about a demon consuming the town and warns that if Alessa, the ghost girl, or the demon apparently pretending to be her, finishes the last 2 marks of Sam at the lighthouse and the amusement park, the town and everyone in it will be quite literally dragged to hell. Even worse, Cheryl will be the sacrifice that seals the deal, so Harry is obviously quite upset about that. Damn it, got distracted again. Well, at least we're at the lighthouse. It's almost like I couldn't write anything for the journey here. Anyway, after listening to the strange, eerie music and climbing the stairs, we find we're too late. Alessa has already marked the lighthouse, so there's only one spot left, the amusement park. Ah, it's fine, Sybil has that handled. We need to get over there, and the only way of doing that is taking the sewer. Because that's how you improve a sewer level, throw it into a bloody nightmare realm. Shit, spooky. Oh god, okay, sorry game. Back out of the sewer with our underwear an entirely new shade of brown, we find that the amusement park isn't exactly, fun. Instead, it's crawling with those ghost children from back at the school, and at least one regular kid from round the back of Tesco's. Just ignore them. I think I broke the universe. Again. Am I a speedrunner yet? Okay, I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. What you're supposed to do is wander around until you find the large carousel, where you'll find Sybil. She's chilling, relaxing. She seems fine. Or not. Okay, I guess we're fighting Sybil. She can actually be rather difficult. She can drop you with 2 shots with a pistol. If she gets close, she'll slap you. And if you run, she'll... Why you gotta be like that? Just run off and fire a shot when a gun is down. Heal immediately if you get shot, and put up with her increased sass levels. Eventually, she'll drop her gun, and here you have a choice. That'll affect the ending. Remember the odd liquid we have? Throw it at her. Don't ask, just do it. This seems to expel whatever parasite latched onto her and fixes any holes you made with that high-powered rifle. Harry deals with the parasite, and Sybil asks a rather good question. Unless you killed her, at which point, how's the bad ending?
Harry, why did they take your daughter? Why her?
I'm not sure myself. But, you know, Cheryl isn't my biological daughter. I actually haven't told her yet. She probably already knows anyway, though. We found her abandoned on the side of the highway. Nobody knew where she came from. We didn't have any kids of our own. My wife was sick, and it didn't look like she was getting any better. So we took Cheryl in.
So in that case...
There might be some connection between Cheryl and this town.
So what do you do now?
Cheryl is my daughter. I will save her no matter what.
So Cheryl isn't Harry's biological daughter. She was found on the side of the road, and she might be linked to this town. Things are beginning to make more sense now. There I go, lying again. She's spooky.
I figured you'd show. Hold it right there. I don't know who you are or what you're trying to do, and I don't care. Just one thing. Let Cheryl go. That's all I ask. What?
She's also not in the mood to negotiate.
Damn! Huh? What is this?
Oh shit, here comes Big Pin Boy. Oh, or a laser. That works too.
Where's Cheryl? Give me back my daughter.
We meet at last, Alessa.
Dahlia Gillespie? Where's Cheryl? Where is she?
Alessa. This is the end of your little game.
This seems fine.
Could she be...
You've been a ghastly little pest, haven't you, Alessa? I was careless, thinking you couldn't escape from our spell. But Mommy didn't know how much you'd grown. That's why I couldn't catch you all by myself. But what a pity, yes? Now you're half indebted to this man for his help.
Indebted? Sweet, I want a new Jeep.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Alyssa, my dear little girl, there is one thing left I need you to do for me.
No! Get away from me!
Bad girl. Everything is ready. Let's go home.
What's going on here?
Are we in the Phantom Zone? Oh, hi, Lisa. You seem... normal?
Harry.
Lisa. What happened? Where's Alessa and Dahlia?
Harry, listen. Something you said before has been bothering me. I just can't get it out of my head.
What is it, Lisa?
So I went to look in the basement, even though I was scared as hell. Like you said, there were these creepy rooms, but nothing really unusual down there. But while I was down there, I got this weird feeling. Like I'd been there before. Like something happened there, but I can't quite remember somehow. What was it?
Harry, help me. I'm so scared. I can't take this.
It's only a temporary thing. You're in shock from when you were knocked out. Don't fret about it. You'll remember after a while.
No. You don't understand.
Wait! Where do you think you're going?
Okay, so we're trapped in... Wait, what is this? Nowhere? Oh yeah, that's helpful. With an angry nurse, a ghost girl, and a crazy mother. Oh, and my map doesn't work, because God hates me. Whatever God lives in this circle of hell anyway. By the look of the place, Trent Reznor. This place is beyond strange. Different parts of different locations smashed together with seemingly no order. One minute you're in the hospital, you go through a door and suddenly you're in the antique shop, or the school. Enemies pop out of nowhere, and then you got invisible children. And don't get me started on the tentacles. The puzzles here are certainly interesting. There's 3 of them, like, crammed in right into the end here. Ranging from clicking buttons in a pattern, to counting the limbs on astrological signs, to sorting a list of dead people. So what you're saying is, a good computer system could have solved this nightmare ages ago. Neat. All joking aside, I like them, and that's all that matters to me. Taking the lift here is weird. The second floor has a door that takes you back down to the first floor. That hurt my brain the first time that happened. And the third floor is just that creepy altar from back at the antique shop. Ah, shit. After wandering for what feels like an eternity, I found we could rewatch the tape we found earlier. And hey, it works now.
What is it? Still has an unusually high fever.
Eyes don't open. Getting a pulse, but just barely breathing. Her skin is all charred. Even when I change the bandages, the blood and pus just start oozing through. Why? What is keeping that child alive? I can't stand it any longer. I won't tell a soul. Promise. So please.
So Lisa had something to do with whoever this burnt kid is. And further down, Harry has a vision revealing that, of course, both Dahlia and Kaufman are in on it. Whatever it is. We should go talk to Lisa about this. Actually, this is a pretty sad moment. It seemed like Lisa was deteriorating mentally every time we saw her, but now she seems to have given in to whatever rot permeates this town. She seemed pretty innocent in all this. And after getting away from her, we can read her diary. Here we find that she wanted to quit, but the head of the hospital, hey, I think we know that guy, got her hooked on the local drug and held her addiction over her to keep her in line. It's sad, but we don't really have time to mourn. We're at the last hurdle now. We finally find all the keys needed to find all the artifacts needed to open the door in the back of Alessa's bedroom. Now, instead of accidentally wandering into a girl's wardrobe, we find a long set of stairs that apparently take us to Alessa's house. Turns out Alessa has always had super crazy supernatural powers, which didn't make her popular in school, but unfortunately did make her a good sacrifice, as we find out when we descend further. Dahlia burnt her daughter alive and kept her living in pain and agony for 7 years, using it to feed the god they're trying to birth. It would have been birthed 7 years ago, but Alessa managed to split herself in two, producing Cheryl, who was found by the Masons. You know, I thought this would make more sense after I tried to explain it, but I somehow feel more confused. Now the god is ready to emerge, so they needed the other half back. So they call Cheryl back to Silent Hill to complete the ritual and fuse them back together, basically killing Cheryl. But they didn't count on Harry touch my daughter, you'll get slaughtered Mason. Kaufman does his good deed for the century and throws that Fanta bottle we found earlier. It's called a Glophidus, but that's really hard to say. Expelling the god from Alessa prematurely and setting us up for our final boss. Oh god, the music! I think my soul just shit itself. Unfortunately, the last boss is the worst boss in the game. All my dupe strafing skills failed me here because its attacks just hit you. From anywhere. It's nonsense. So what's the best strategy then? Stand still and shoot. Heal when you get hit. That's it. You know, I kind of thought a dark god would be more difficult to kill, but it seems like anyone could excise this thing. Then again, we saw how strong fatherhood makes you back in Yakuza, so maybe Harry has like the Ultra Instinct version of that. Now, if you've played the game before, you might be thinking, hang on a minute, this looks different. What's going on? Well, this game has multiple endings depending on what you've done earlier in the game. Such as skipping Kaufman's side quest completely, or killing Sybil. Cause, you know, you're not a kleptomaniac scooping random fluids off hospital floors. Both lead you to a worse ending and a different looking boss, which amazes me from a game this old on a console. Old PC games did this all the time, but a PS1 game? Wow. Unfortunately, for you, I'm talking about my playthrough, so if you want to see those, play it yourself. God is dead. I have killed him. The Second Amendment is the one true Lord. As a thank you for ending her pain and horror, Alessa gives Harry a new daughter and a way out, which Harry guns it for as the other world begins to collapse around them. Sybil's here too, so's Kaufman, but Lisa fixes that for us. Thanks, Lisa. Alessa saves Harry and Sybil from being roasted, and the two, plus Baby, make it out right before the nightmare collapses, and into the cold, crisp air of a now clear Silent Hill, before we get attacked by credits. The cult is dead, Alessa is dead, Cheryl is dead, and Harry is going to have a lot of therapy bills in his future. But on the plus side, he has enough guns and ammo to take over a third world country, so, you know, take the ups with the downs. So, what do I think of Silent Hill 1? I love this game. A lot. It's a genuinely disturbing horror game, dripping with atmosphere that still seeps through the dated graphics. The atmosphere isn't just built up with visuals, the music plays a huge part in it, ranging from calm but eerie to bowel-looseningly horrifying to just nice. The enemy's strange monstrousness has only been aided by the blocky, warping PS1 graphics, and there's a reason they kept the radio static in the sequels. If I heard that down a dark street, I'd just sit down and give up. The voice acting works, in that it's not Resident Evil kind of way, and Harry Mason's nonchalantness is unintentionally hilarious.
What are you talking about?
Especially with his... Is that a face? The story was so good it got turned into a movie that I haven't watched, and even got a reimagining that I haven't played yet. But first of all, it got a sequel. Some people say it's better than this. That's a tall order right there, and maybe one day I'll see if that's true. Until then, I'm gonna go play something cute and friendly to cleanse myself.